So what is the biblical vision of creation? What do we see from Genesis to Revelation?
Being Christian, first of all, means being human, and that means being an image bearer and caring for the wonderful creation that God has given us. And even our destiny is not to escape creation. We don't believe in a theology of evacuation, but a theology of resurrection and relationship with creation for all eternity. So it's a rich biblical and theological theme.
You know, Christianity as a as a major world movement has such a unique perspective on creation because it argues that God's self actually enters into the created order. You know, Ross talked about God not evacuating the world. God is not an evacuation, an escape artist. God actually kind of goes back to the world that God made. And so much to the degree that in the Bible, God consistently is portrayed in such creational images. I mean, when the Holy Spirit falls on Jesus at baptism, God descends in the form of a dove. I mean, this is fascinating that God is revealed through the image of a dove. And so not only does God create the world, but God chooses to enter into the world through these images of creation. The Holy Spirit is water, wind, fire, a dove. I mean, these are all created things that God uses as image to portray God. So, yeah, God in the Bible makes the world, God enters the world, and God recreates and heals the world.
When God creates us in His image and asks us to rule over creation, it's not a rule of a despotic kind, it's a stewardship. And God calls us not only as created beings ourselves, we're not only as created beings ourselves and will be resurrected beings, embodied beings forever, but calls us to participate, as AJ was saying, in the work of creation, and such that we are co-creators with God. We participate with God in the ongoing work of creation. See, Genesis 1 and 2 God pronounces His creation good, but He doesn't tell us it's finished. It's not yet perfect. And He passes the baton on to us and says, I want you to care for creation. I want you to use the knowledge I give you to understand it. I want you to unleash your creativity by appreciating it, and in all those ways to care for it. So our relationship with creation is so central to a biblical understanding of humanity.
Yeah, and I just to take that a little bit further, I find it very interesting that while God says it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's very good, God says, and then it's not good when He sees Adam being alone, which of course happens before the fall of humanity. It's interesting that the first "it's not good" happens pre-fall, suggesting this idea that the garden is created good, but there is a relationship in which we are to upkeep it. That there's still work to be done. While it's created perfect, there's still stuff to be done to care for it and tend it, and this ongoing relationship.